and also tarot reading. Apart from his work life, he makes sure that he's pursuing his passion. So let's hear more about how did Vaibhav get into this particular passion of Kathak, and how did he get into something which is related to mind, because Kathak and the rest of the two are completely into a different domain. So Vaibhav, would you like to share your journey, how you got into this?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Firstly, thank you for having me on the show. And rightly so, Ravi, I would say that, passion does not know any boundaries. I have been a sort of a person always who believe that if you want to do something or if something attracts you, you should just go behind it and, chase it. And that's what it happened with Kathak, with hypnosis, with tarot. And I started building these things over a period of time where I started getting attracted to them and started learning these things. So that's how I think I got into different things over a period of time. Coming to the question of Kathak, I think Kathak was something that I always wanted to, or it always fascinated me as a child, even to see. My father used to take me to these cultural performances because I grew up in UP, in a small town in UP, which was close to Lucknow, and the cultural influence there was quite. I mean, we were a sort of a family that would quite entrenched into culture. So my exposure to Kathak was quite early, and it always fascinated me. But I did not ever find the time or the courage. Uh, I would use the word courage because male dancers in Kathak, especially in this day and age, is a little difficult mentally to get into or to make that decision. Okay, I have to go and do something in the Indian dance form. However, Kathak being a dance form that was originally done by the males. So that's how until much later, until I turned 30, that is 2 years ago, I decided that I would actually embark on the journey of becoming a Kathak dancer. And I was very skeptical that would I be able to pick up something like this at this age, because a lot of people, there's a common notion that is believed that you have to dedicate yourself to the classical art forms at a very early age. In fact, a lot of my friends till they tell me that is it possible that you can really learn at this age? And I tell people absolutely, because when I went to Akruti Kathak Kendra, which is Ma'am Mangla Bhatt, she's based out of Hyderabad, uh, superbly acclaimed Kathak artist. And I went to her and says, I told her, I said, do you think that I can start learning? I have absolutely no basic training of Kathak. And then the only question she asked was, do you really want to do it? And I said,
Hmm.
yes. Uh, and that's it. That there started the journey of Kathak. So it's been almost 2 years, and I trained for about a year and a half with Ma'am Mangla Bhatt, and then the shift happened, and I am training under Guru Mohit Sridhar ji, who are both from Jaipur Gharanas. So yeah, that's how the Kathak journey has been happening, and I've been still trying to grow, learn. Uh, it's something that gives me a lot of happiness in my current day life. So yeah, but apart from Kathak, I think I have my regular day job. I work with Mahatma Gandhi Digital Museums as an executive officer.
Hmm.
The company is based out of Hyderabad. I've been with that company for 8 years, and yes, initially before joining this company, I was very passionate about occult, which is tarot reading
Hmm.
and hypnosis. So I also did certifications in hypnosis, hypnotherapy per se, and I learned tarot reading as well. So yeah, this has been the journey when it comes to different passions that I've pursued.
Super. So, what made you get into hypnotherapy or studying hypnotherapy? What ignited you to do that?
I was always very fascinated about understanding human behavior and the way the subconscious affects your present or your conscious or your present environment. I also pursued MSc Applied Psychology at Annamalai. Unfortunately, I could not continue it because of certain personal reasons. But the human mind has always been a very attractive avenue for me. So hypnosis kind of got me to that. It gave me that opening where you understand your subconscious and understand the effects of your subconscious on your present life. So that's the reason I got drawn to hypnosis.
Super. So, did that help in the way you live your life? You personally, I mean, hypnotherapy is you basically you learn it so that you can implement on others. But
Mhm.
personally, also did that change the way you started thinking, change the way you live your life?
Absolutely, because I think more than anything, awareness of anything, even when you're aware of a certain issue, in my understanding, that's half your problem sorted.
Hmm.
So, when you are learning or when you are working with even other people, there are times, or more so often, there are times that you learn, okay, this issue also pertains to me. And if I am giving this kind of advice to someone, it can, as well apply to me. So that's one part of the story, which is direct or indirect application. But hypnosis, my learning hypnosis was primarily for a reason to help myself, because I felt that I was lacking focus or concentration, or I was struggling with self-worth issues or self-esteem issues. That was the time when I really wanted to get into it. And it did wonders for me because it helped me to restructure my, I wouldn't say completely, but restructure my thinking uh, to deal with things in a way, much better way. So it has made a massive difference. uh, any kind of learning, in fact, for that matter, I would say, doesn't go waste. Whatever you learn in life just adds value to you. So yeah, but hypnosis did a large amount of difference there in my life.
Superb. So, friends who are watching this, here is a small clipping of Vaibhav dancing, on his terrace. This is Kathak. So, we'll ask more questions about this. Okay, looks like this does not bring the music. Okay, let me just play this again. Superb. So, what was the occasion? What was happening on the terrace?
Uh, well, this was my 32nd birthday party, which happened just 2 days ago, in fact. So the video is fresh out of the oven. And the idea was to, so it was, we are in a pandemic situation. This entire year has gone by, and uh, I think we all miss that entire, connection with people, or going out or having such baithaks. So the idea was to actually bring a Kathak performance, like a proper Kathak performance for like a couple of close friends who were attending the birthday party, and also to feel like, that I've gotten onto the stage again, because it's a very different feeling when you're performing. And I'm sure this, as I refer to the pandemic time, this time has really left us all very disturbed. uh, so I go take refuge in Kathak. So this was one of those occasions when I thought that probably let's feel like a performer again. So that was the idea.
Superb. So belated happy returns of the day. I'm sure you're relishing your life. I've gone through your posts of Facebook and all that. So I've
Hmm.
seen some stage performance, and Vaibhav is always there performing. So कैसा लगता है? When I'm sure some of those pictures were. I mean, you said Kathak is around 2 years of training now,
Hmm.
but some of these pictures are like pretty older than that. So even then, Vaibhav was on the stage. So क्या performance चलता था? क्यों वैभव को बुलाते थे stage पे? What was that?
I always have been yeah, as I said, coming from a family that was deep rooted in cultural things. So Indian culture, dance, music has always attracted me. So I was on the forefront even in my college in the cultural fests. I would be there on the stage, and I've done a little bit of very little bit of theater. I've learned a little bit of Hindustani classical as well. So it was always that something that was related to performance or culture was always there in my life. So it's only now that Kathak as one particular entity has now stuck on for such a long time, and because it takes time to really explore the or rather it has kept me engaged all this while, so I'm just pursuing this. So yeah, that to answer your question in short would be that yes, I've always been into different avenues where it would allow me to express myself on stage, be it through theater, be it through dance, be it through music. Yeah, so that's how. And plus, even my job, where I am working in the Mahatma Gandhi District Museums, it allows me to interact with people on a day-to-day basis. In fact, I'm very fortunate that I've interacted with almost 80,000 children at the museum, which is in Hyderabad, which translated into 150,000 hours of Gandhian education being given away. So a lot of those things also come forward, or probably those are the posts you've seen on Facebook.
Yeah, a lot of kids around you all the time. So,
Yes, that's the fun part of my job.
good. So, with respect to tarot reading, what is the trickiest reading you've done? I mean, the questions which one of your clients or friends have asked, and you could crack it, or at least give them the proper prediction, which turned out to be true.
Actually, there are many, and fortunately, I mean, so rather, unfortunately, we are not really allowed to discuss anyone's reading with
Yeah,
anyone, or because it's an ethical
yeah.
concern. However, but I'll definitely give you this, that there have been times that I have myself been surprised as a reader
Hmm.
that like what really, how specific can sometimes predictions get, because even as a reader, you're going in blind. Even though you put your judgment aside and you sit as a person who's just supposed to be channelizing the energy and giving the prediction, uh, there are still a lot of moments when things happen, and then people call you back and they'll be like, "Oh, you told me this, and this exactly happened." Uh, so those moments are especially very uncanny, and they've happened over the period. However, my journey with tarot has always been a little different. I do not look at tarot as, now this is going to be controversial what I'm going to say, but I do not look at tarot as a future prediction tool. I believe that tarot is future prediction in tarot happens as a value add.
Hmm.
It is more like a dialogue where two people can sit and understand, and it's more like a map of your subconscious, which tells you that okay, this is what is the present thought pattern, and these probably can be the probable outcomes, and then certain corrective measures or things can be done to make sure that the future outcome is this way. So it's a more deeper thing than just future prediction. Of course, future prediction definitely happens, but it's not the prime agenda when I sit down for doing a tarot reading. So it's a little different, and that's what I think gives me value out of the thing, when I am able to sit and decode what exactly is happening and how can we solve a particular problem in the most non-intrusive way, because we're talking about private lives here. I mean, people's personal lives here. It's a very difficult tight line when you walk, when you're sitting as a tarot reader and telling someone something. So it's a lot of responsibility. So I think that's something that I really enjoy with tarot reading. So yeah.
Good one. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It need not be always predictions.
Absolutely.
And prediction should not lure you where you
Hmm.
want to change things because, but yeah, there are some things which you definitely want to know. And
Hmm.
these are like more of guidance or like a torchlight where you just want to identify.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Vaibhav, we have some rapid fire questions for you so that we get to know you well. Okay.
All right.
So what are you something what is something which you're really obsessed with? ये सभी छोड़ के, which we don't know.
I think chocolate.
Okay.
Chocolate is something. Or chocolate and idlis. I'm actually a foodie. So you give me food and I'm sorted. You can
Okay.
kidnap me after food. So it's like that.
Good. If you open a business in future, okay, what kind of business would it be? Would you be, training dance, classical dance? Would you get into hypnosis sort of thing, tarot, or something completely different than any of these?
I think it'll be something like a social enterprise where it would be definitely into training, but not limited to cultural aspects. But I would also want to look at something which is uh, more mental space, like a more of a lifestyle. Uh, I wouldn't want to use the word rejuvenation, but I think something which a place where mental wellness is probably kept in prima facie. So that is something that I would want to work on because that really excites me.
Cool. So, if you have to pick up a male Bollywood actor, okay, who can be a perfect Kathak dancer in
Oh,
terms
this
of
is a tough.
shape and all that, if you have to
This
choose
is
one?
a tough one that you've thrown at me. Okay, male Bollywood Kathak dancer. I'm blank, honestly. Damn. The only name that really comes to my mind is, I mean, he's not really a Bollywood actor, but yes, he's definitely acted in Bollywood. Is Kamal Hassan. He's done certain roles in the past. Like I think even in his one of the latest movies that he was a Kathak dancer, and because I think. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because that's a long, long discussion of why I think
Yeah, yeah.
he
I agree with I agree with Kamal. Yeah, because he's an awesome classical dancer and all that. But I'll give you names. Okay, Salman Khan. Oh, pick. I'll make it easy for you.
all
Salman
right.
Khan, Saif Ali Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Tiger Shroff, and Akshay Kumar. Yeah, Akshay Kumar. The new trailer has come out. So based
Of
on
Lucky.
that, do you want to, you know,
I think it will be definitely Hrithik Roshan because he lives dance. I've seen there are people. Not to take away anything from the rest of the actors, but I think I see that kind of connection of Hrithik Roshan even while he is dancing, that kind of engagement, and any kind of Indian classical dance is designed in such a way that you cannot disconnect from it. If you disconnect from it, you will not be able to perform. Be it Kathak, be it Kathakali, be it Bharatnatyam, anyone. So they're so intelligently designed that they keep your focus right there. And I think Hrithik Roshan will fit the bill if out of the lot that you've given me.
Okay. Do you love bikes? Because I've seen a couple of pictures on bikes, and if you get a check, blank check to buy one bike, I mean, there's no limit of the budget. So what would you pick up?
I'm actually very less informed on the bike scene, but yes, I mean, the bike which you probably must have seen is the Ahimsa Harley. So that's the mascot of Mahatma Gandhi Digital Museums. It's a bike that is signed by 900 children from 24 countries, which is also as a message of peace, truth, and ahimsa that we take around to different institutions and talk about it. So that I think that's probably the thing that has probably surfaced up. But if I have to answer your question, bike is something not my forte. If you ask me a car thing, I can probably still say okay, fine. I'll probably look at a Porsche or something of that sort. But bike, I'm
Okay.
absolutely blank.
Okay. How do you measure Vaibhav ke liye what is success? How do you measure success?
Value. So the amount of value that you're able to add to any given situation, that's success. That's as simple as that.
What smell brings in that nostalgic memory? Takes you back to those childhood days, or like couple of years, a couple of decades back.
I think the Petrichor, when it rains, since I grew up in a town in UP, is it's called Rampur, and those when it used to rain, that smell would be there, and I think that's something that really connects me to my past there. So yeah, I think the smell of fresh rain on the earth, that's something that I connect to. Yeah.
One strange belief of Vaibhav that science is not able to define till date.
Okay, I do tarot reading. So, uh, so I mean, it can be as simple as that the cards can tell you future on a lighter vein, but uh, I think this may sound a little off, but I believe that we as humans have the power to do anything,
Mhm.
uh, or the human mind has the power of doing anything if we just set on to it. So the inabilities that we make or that we put around us uh, are nothing but barriers in our own mind.
True.
So if we really set out to do something or put our mind to it, we can surpass anything. We can heal the biggest of diseases or the most grave diseases uh, and probably come over. I think a sound mind is like a superpower.
Right.
So yeah,
Cool. So, do you like to listen to music, the same music, repeat or listen to the same popular music again and again, or do you prefer exploring new songs,
I
browse
am
through something which you have not listened to? What's your choice?
absolutely. I love variety and I love the Indian. I'm heavily drawn towards the folk music of India.
Hmm.
So in fact, if someone sees my playlist, you would have songs from, like I would listen to Rangabati, which is a very old folk Odia song, right to Assamese songs, to Punjabi songs, to I think there's so much of variety in our country. It really is I don't understand that how we do not see uh, enough. There are times when people tell us that there's अरे बहुत repetitive है
Hmm.
या it is not exciting enough. But the novelty, the genius, the intelligence that is there even in our folk music or even in our classical music for that matter uh, is mind-boggling, and I've always been attracted towards that. But having said that I do not really shy away from popular songs, but I
Like,
my comfort area would be there.
cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, sometimes remixes are horrible, but I like the way the folk songs are remixed now and brought back to the newer generation, like Genda Fool or Rongabati. So these songs are like really re-energized, and so that we don't forget. I mean, the intention is these don't die down. I mean, they're still good, but somewhere it's around our playlist.
True, true.
Yeah.
And I think music is very situation and time based. During those times, I think it was very different. The instruments were different. The way music propagated was very different. Today, you have someone singing in Turkey and you can listen to it in India live. So the borders have shrunk. I think the progression of
Mm.
or even the expansion of music or the availability today that we have is immense, and we should thank technology today that at the wisp of fingers you can listen to any kind of music or any language. The doors are open. Like I remember when I was probably growing up, we used to have ITV. I don't know
Mm.
how many of our viewers will be able to connect with it, and that was our source of getting audio. Today, I think my younger brother, who's probably 15 years younger to me, he started, watching music on YouTube. So there was the
Complete change.
availability factor was a huge change. So yeah, that's why I think people are moving away from especially the old Hindi or the old Indian music, because I think that was very uh, the people don't want to probably take it seriously because it's task.
Mm.
It's a lot of work. So yeah, I've gone into another topic.
No.
Yeah, coming back. Uh,
Okay. Any song, any moment in the music or or the movies, any scene in the movies, or any discussion that brings in tears in your eyes?
Mhm. Okay. Um, there are actually a lot of movies like that. I think, mm, if I mean, off the top of my head, I think uh, there was this series on Netflix, Masaba Masaba, and even for that matter, Made in Heaven. So I'm gonna choose Made in Heaven because I think that's closer home. So there was this scene where Ajay Mathur, who's one of the lead actors, and he ends up being in jail, for being whosoever he is, for being, for being caught, and the way he's literally maligned in the society for being whatever he is. That was a very hard hitting thing, because I think I've friends, and I understand that what they probably would have gone through,
Mhm.
and it's not easy to. So that is something that was very well put in the present day scenario, because a lot of people are still struggling there. I mean, India probably may have moved a little bit forward in life. I mean, in terms of its laws, but the society still needs to take a stand ahead or move a step ahead, to accept things and to accept people around. So yeah, that's one of those places.
So, with all this experience, what would you do if you become the chief minister? What are the positive reforms you would think of implementing to whichever state you belong to, or you live in, or for the nation? So,
I think Hyderabad is absolute home. So I start my journey from Hyderabad. I think the first thing that really comes to my mind is I mean, if it's just for a minute, I think I would include the third gender, which is the transgenders, in every single form of the government. I will make sure that they are recruited in the police or the security forces and probably given jobs. See, and this is particularly so because I really feel for that community.
hmm,
I think they are the ones who we have left in such a position that they do not have any option but to beg
right.
or to do works that are probably not really suitable. Now, if you do not give me an option of saying that I do not belong to male or female, and how am I supposed to even study? How am I supposed to equip myself to become a part of the society? So my first move would be to make our society inclusive, uh, because that's something that I feel is neglected for a very long time.
Good point. Yeah, I think something which nobody has touched, and I agree with you. I mean, supporting is an idea, but how do you support? Until unless you don't create jobs for them, maybe you don't include them. I think some of these things will not be possible. It's not about taking a selfie with them, saying that hey, we support you, or do a campaign with them and then walk out. I mean, you need to give them some pathway where they can sustain. They also feel they are included in the society. They also play the roles. They also know, and we as a society know every department, how does it impact that particular group, you know uh, you know playing a role in every department. Though they know that okay, mere community mein ye hai, we should need extra protection or extra flexibility. Yeah, good point. Good. So, thanks a lot, Vaibhav. Thanks a lot for joining in, taking time out, and all the best with Kathak. All your passion. Would love to, once the lockdown is over, since we both are in the same city, would love to come and see the show with you and Shubham. We want to, see, witness how you guys perform. Want to see it live while you're on the show, and want to definitely cheer you up. So thanks a lot. Continue this passion. It's not easy to be a male dancer and also get appreciated and keep that momentum up. But yeah, we want to be the first guys to come and appreciate see you guys live. So yeah, both together, huh? Not again.
Such a pleasure. Thank you, Ravi. It was. Absolutely a pleasure to talk to Work TV, and yes, we wait for the time that we are able to go out there and perform live once again, and things become as normal as they were pre-pandemic, probably.
Yeah, cool. I love the way you guys are posting your videos, performing, the way you dress up and all that. Just superb. I would love to even come to your institute. Even you're practicing, that's fine. Even you're not performing, just practicing in the institute, it's
Mhm.
perfectly fine. I think I would love to experience how this training programs are going on. So God bless you and God bless the institution which is keeping up the culture going forward. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, friends, for joining in. So, we'll share the social handles where Vaibhav is available. So, do connect with him and inspire people, inspire culture, inspire art, inspire people with passion. So, thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Good night. Thank you.